hi there. This is
hello. Gasp.
this is Hbomb Friends number 38. I'm Harold, the Hbomb Price, and joining me, my friends for tonight. Joining me in Maryland, Alex O'Neill.
Why, hello. The best friend has returned.
And joining me from Vancouver, Adam Advocate.
Who?
First time we've had you two on together since episode 1.
I don't even remember.
Oh, episode 1.
What a weird
That
mistress.
was a golden episode.
They killed Big Bird!
I was so tired for that whole episode. I don't even remember what we talked about.
Giant bucket of chicken.
Yeah. It just came back to my head right now, the giant bucket. And Alex going, Big Bird!
Nothing. I
I
was deprived.
What's up? I think for our 1-year anniversary, I just need to string a clip together of all the was-ups.
Just overtop one another. Though.
Yeah. Anyway, Alex, looks like you got the short list, but before we go, let's talk about the game we've all been playing, Tomodachi Life.
Okay.
Did you finally get it, Alex?
I've had it for a while. I just don't talk about it.
Oh. Kind of like Fire Emblem Awakening, huh?
All right,
It's
listen.
one of those games.
I tweeted you asking, or I tweeted out saying like, "Hey, I got Tomodachi Life. Send me your Tomodachi." And you sent me yours. I added him. Yeah. You're hanging around. You're falling in love with Yukiko.
I guess maybe I'm behind on listening to your podcast, and you hadn't gotten it yet as of the last podcast I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my Hbomb just got a sweetheart today. I just can't remember who it was.
Yeah, you've got Yukiko from Persona 4, Harold. She's under your wing.
Yeah, I need to get.
Nothing's wrong with Yukiko.
I need to get you your QR code and Nabishin. I need to get some IP people in there.
Nabishin has made pretty good versions of everybody, I'll say.
Yeah. Now on mine, I got a bunch of the Giant Bomb crew. Jeff Gerstmann and Chie have hooked up.
Damn right.
Steak.
Preach.
Sorry, Nabishin. He's already taken.
He's dropping a single tier somewhere. They're married and have children in his game, so he's happy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I finally got my first baby like just before I went away for a week. And while I was gone, I had brought my 3DS with me and was playing, and made her a traveler. I actually picked up a couple of street passes while I was at it. Well, first you have to have a baby, and then the baby can grow up.
The baby has to.
And then it will ask you if you want it to move into an apartment or if you want it to travel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've 0 sweethearts in my game. Harold, you're the only one with one.
Yeah, I've got a few hookups, but no marriages yet.
It was
I
pretty
did
great.
have one proposal attempt, but it didn't. But it didn't go. It happened. I made the mistake of trying to get at the fireworks, and she couldn't hear. Yeah, the girl couldn't hear the guy.
The timing is really picky. It's really sneaky. So you just gotta have a feel for it and figure out, it's gonna whether or not you're gonna go for it or not.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I need to do with the music stuff is kind of make a theme song for Hbomb Friends in the game, and have all my friends that are in the game that have been on the show. I'm thinking that.
And have like.
I got Phil, I got Sarah, I got you, Adam, I've got Aaron, Joe Foreman.
Have it end with them all saying "was up," and then you
What's
can play that as the "was up" clip for the beginning of.
Just have a musical where everyone just goes "was up" for the entire time.
What's up? Music.
What's up? She was
Episode
sound really weird
38.
though.
What's
I'm
up,
probably
the musical?
I just like, why's that? Ooh, you, or something like that.
Yeah, that would work. All right. I mean, I don't have any stories from Tomodachi
Yeah.
Life. My Tomodachi Life's boring.
Not really. Obviously, I haven't played very much of it in the last week because I've been busy kicking some ass on the track. But
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Alex, you got the short list.
Sure. One thing that I just want to mention because I haven't actually watched it yet. GTFO, a film about women in gaming, came out to backers today. So that's cool.
Cool.
One of those topics.
Yeah, it's one of those topics that nobody likes to bring up, but everybody likes to talk about on Twitter.
Yeah, I need to get more female guests. In fact, I tried to have a female guest on last week, my friend the Midnight Fairy, but between her schedule and the time zone difference, she's in Vancouver.
Huzzah for Vancouver, though.
Yeah.
Too bad it's super hot right now.
Yeah, I've heard hot things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely something that we at Rational Passions, that's irrationalpassions.com, are looking into as well. So I haven't actually watched it yet. It's about an hour. It's an hour and 14 minutes long. So I have it downloaded now. I'm excited to watch it. Been excited about it since the Kickstarter launched in March or May of last year. So there you go. It's on my list of things. I'm probably gonna watch that tonight after I shower and tuck myself in bed. We'll see. The only I have a group of something and then another game. I'll talk about Dead Space 3 for a moment here for a mo. Harold, I know you're such a huge survival horror fan. I'm sure you've played all the Dead Space games. I'm kidding.
Didn't they give one of them away on PS Plus or
The Dead Space 3 is free.
Like...
Is free this month on PS Plus. So that's I got it.
Yeah. Well, my PS3 currently isn't hooked up.
All on the next gen bandwagon, huh?
Just ran out of slots. PS4 replaced the PS3 because I still need the Wii U for Mario Kart, and I still need 360 for Blitz.
Yeah. So my writing compatriot, Jacob, who's in town for the weekend for Rational Passions 186. He confessed to me that he's never played Dead Space 3, and that he's now downloaded it for PlayStation 3 since it was free on Plus. And he said, "Hey, well, let's play it co-op." So we decided to play it co-op together. So we've been having these co-op nights for Dead Space 3. And if for those who don't know, one of the co-op characters, Carver, basically he's like going crazy. So if you're playing as him, which I am, you get to see all this crazy shit that the other player doesn't actually get to see at all. And you're hearing things that they don't hear and seeing things on the wall and in the environment that they don't hear or see. It's pretty cool. Especially when I'm like freaking out in a room and he's like, what are you freaking out at? What are you shooting at? And I'm just swinging around shooting my gun. So yeah, I was a huge fan of Dead Space 2 and 1. I pretty much written off Dead Space 3 because you fight real people in it. People were saying that the plasma cutter doesn't rotate, which technically isn't true. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I'd written off Dead Space 3, but I'm really enjoying it. It's fun cooperatively. I think that actual Dead Space specifically plays really well co-op. So recommended for those PlayStation 3 owners out there who have PlayStation Plus. It's free, so no harm in getting it, I suppose. And I had a lot of fun with it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I continue to have fun with it. So, other than that, I've been playing Zelda games. All the shitty Zelda games, as Harold has been kind enough to remind me of.
Hey,
my boy.
Hey, I apologized.
I know. I was just teasing you.
I mean, we had a whole episode of Cross-Border Gaming. Hbomb is sorry.
uh, it's
What
so,
does he consider a bad Zelda game, though? That's what I want to know.
so I'm playing every Zelda game from A Link to the Past on that's been released on consoles because I don't want to do emulation capture because I'm doing Let's Plays of them. I'm capturing them all.
And you don't want to buy them on Wii U.
Well, there's only one available on Wii U, which is Minish Cap, and I own Minish Cap on 3DS. So, I mean,
I thought you meant the first two. You were talking the first two Zeldas.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm just basically avoiding them because I played through them both. I played through Zelda 1 once. Once was enough for me. I mean, I like it. It's okay.
I keep forgetting that you're coming from a different perspective from me. I mean, whereas I grew up with these games.
Yeah, like, I just don't have the nostalgia tinge for Zelda 1. And I'm still playing through Zelda 2. Obviously, that's an ongoing project.
That's the thing. That's the thing about being the old guy in the group.
We are so old.
I mean, whereas I grew up I grew up playing NES and SNES and a little bit of Genesis. More of an N64 GameCube kid.
Well, I grew up when I was young. I played SNES and Genesis, and then we got an N64 late in my house. And we got a GameCube the year ago. That was kind of like the first one we were like on point with. So I mean, I grew up on the SNES, but like my first Zelda game was A Link to the Past, and it came out 2 years before I was born. So
I was in middle school.
So just perspective on that one. So I mean, I'm playing everything from A Link to the Past on console releases. So Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword. And I'm gonna play Four Swords Adventure, and I might go training for some giggles. I've been talking about, hey, I really like these games. They're all weird and different in their own way, and they're all special to me in their own way. I played kind of each game at a very particular point in my life. I played, like, Wind Waker came out the day of my, this is going to upset you, Harold. I think it came out the day of my 10th birthday. So it was a very good birthday. I remember the first time I played it.
I had gotten my folks had pre-ordered it for my birthday, but I was like 23.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember playing through the Forsaken Fortress in Wind Waker and eating the KFC boneless chicken bites like all day. So I got like a 20-pack of the boneless things, and you can only eat 2 at a time.
24. No, I think 24 was Pokemon.
There you go. So I was sitting in my room playing that on GameCube and having a jolly good time.
KFC, was it Bird KFC?
It was definitely Big Bird. I could taste all the tears. So like I have a nostalgia for all of them pretty much, save for like the latter half of the releases, like Twilight Princess, the handheld ones after that, and Skyward Sword. But I'm a big fan of Zelda. I talk about how I love Zelda so much all the time. And I wanted to play through all of them and kind of record my thoughts and have a dialogue through them. So Alex Plays Zelda. You can watch it at youtube.com/Irrational Passions. So I believe my Majora's Mask playthrough is almost done, and then my Twilight Princess playthrough finishes a week after that. And then next up is Ocarina of Time, which is the one I'm currently playing. Which I should not have played Ocarina of Time after playing Majora's Mask. That was a bad idea. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Not much, but tons of Zelda games, which has been making me happy.
Okay, Adam.
Okay, so obviously the last couple of weeks I haven't had much time to play games, but I have played a bit. And of course, I played a bit since I've come back. Before I left last week,
tell everybody what you did this past weekend.
Oh, really? I hate talking about this. Talk about it on the internet just because
Okay, maybe not.
Well, I could talk about it because it always surprises me what happens when I do talk about it. Because you get the pretense about what people on the internet think about, say, Special Olympics. Okay, if you win, you're still. We've all heard that 1,000 times, but yeah. One thing, as being someone with Asperger's syndrome, being a part of Special Olympics has been a huge part of me. It's really helped me grow as a person, and I still participate in it today. And I had just gotten back from a Canadian National Games on Sunday, and actually got 3 bronze medals out of it. I don't know how well you guys can see that.
That's awesome, Adam.
That is awesome.
I'm so proud of it. Say what you will. Judge me if you must. I'm in a very high ability group, and I was going up against the best in the country. So it is something. But I did get some games in while I was there in the very little downtime that I did have, and for that purpose, I actually did pick up Shovel Knight before I left. And
on the 3DS.
Yeah, on the 3DS. And it's one hell of a game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like how it's kind of slow paced like that, but it's not like it's any slower paced than, say, an old school Mega Man game or whatever. And I like it for what it is. And I like how you can kind of adjust the challenge on the way as you go, depending on what you decide to do with your checkpoints, the little challenges within, the little quips everywhere. It's really a masterpiece of a game. And it's such a treat to have a game like this.
They don't make games like this anymore.
Exactly. I mean, you can say everything you want about Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10. This is a true original gem because it's great with Mega Man 9 and 10 that they took it in the direction that they did, but I mean, it's been done before. Shovel Knight is something new, and it feels like it almost feels like an authentic 8-bit era game too.
Yeah, I mean, back in the early CBG days when Mega Man 9 and 10 came out, I predicted that would be a trend, and that really didn't come out the way I expected, but not so much old school games on modern platforms, but you have seen a lot of tributes, new IPs, but tributes to the old style.
Yeah.
And this has probably been the best tribute I've seen come out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how many nights do you see walking around with shovels?
Right. Shovel Knight is like a love letter to all the people who used to play those games, I think. Myself included.
It's like, prepare to get buried.
I know they were announced that they're starting to sell merch, including shovels. If they're selling them at PAX East, I'm picking up one.
Like I just go across the street to Target and get a shovel if I really wanted to.
A Shovel Knight shovel.
The shovel blade.
It's blue and it's pixelated. It's kind of similar style to the Minecraft swords.
Steal thy shovel.
Don't steal my shovel.
That's still like such a great hype line to put in front of the player at the beginning of a level. Steal thy shovel.
Steal thy butt.
Steal thy butt.
But yeah, upon getting back, actually, Pat asked me a question over Twitter. I'm gonna get to that in a sec, just on my little achievement. But after I got back, I very briefly played Tropico 4 just to get the hang of it. I picked it up on the Steam sale because I've just heard great things about it. It's deep. It's surprisingly deep. It was a bit interesting to see everything you can do in this game, and it's got a layer of difficulty that if I get into this game, it's gonna take a while for me to learn. So.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Tropico 4 specifically.
Also, like how you can just kill off your civilians.
Yeah, like a true dictator.
I'm going to be one of those tyrants who just eliminates everyone or just causes accidents.
Clever.
It's a bit deep. It's a bit slow paced, but it's definitely got something on SimCity for what it is. And I'll probably be diving into it later on. But in the meantime, I decided I was going to jump back into the MMO realm, and I picked up when yesterday I bought. Yeah, save me, save me. Well, I need another game to time sync, right? Because you know what game I've been time syncing on for the past 3 or 4 months. But anyways, WildStar Online. I played the beta of this. I actually got a beta code for it. I was bouncing around for a while whether or not I was going to actually pick it up, and I did. And it's got some really interesting features that makes it different from other MMOs and how you build your characters, what you can do, and I don't really have much to say about it at this point. I don't think I've gotten very deep. I'm like level 8 in some of the beginning areas still. So I really haven't seen all that this game has to offer just yet. But it's a fun and kind of fast paced. It's got fun. I mean, the combat is kind of fast paced. I actually found it a bit easier as compared to the beta. I feel like they toned the difficulty down a bit. Not sure if that's true or not. And so far, I'm not sure if it's because it's a P2P game, but the game seems to be jerk free so far.
It's MMO junkies are a big fan of WildStar, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hear it's very popular, and I'm in no way an MMO junkie, but I spent a lot of time on MMOs. So I've gotten deep into some free-to-play MMOs. I've become a player volunteer on other MMOs as well. But those days have kind of come and gone. I'm not that interested in MMOs nowadays. I got better things to do with my life, but it's nice to have something like WildStar or FF14 that I can throw some time in here and there.
I mean, my sister tried to tug me into playing WoW once, and
Oh God, WoW!
Never did.
Friends don't let friends play WoW.
Going on the list.
But actually, the best thing about it is compared to the beta, my PC runs the final version better than the beta. That's for sure. And to round up my list, sometime before I left, I picked up Dead Rising 3. It was on sale at work for like $30.
I forgot you had an Xbone.
Yeah, I do have an Xbone. But I was like, hey, that funny DLC is out for it too. Maybe at some point I can pick that up too. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't got around to playing it. Anyways, just to round it out, on top of the whole Special Olympics thing, Pat asked me, what events did you participate in? And first of all, I went this cycle with athletics. Just like, it's been the sport I've been participating in the summer cycle for the last 3 years or so. I'm a mid-distance sprinter. My primary events are the 200-meter, 400-meter, the shot put in the long jump. And in Special Olympics, because you got people with varying levels of disabilities, you have the running and the standing long jump, and of course I do the proper running long jump. And the bronze medal, and on top of that, with my 400-meter performance, I got put into the 4x400 relay, and it's the shot put, the long jump, and the 4x400 I got those bronze medals in.
Damn.
Again, I think that is totally awesome.
Me too.
And that's the thing too, and I'm just going to add on there. As I said before, I get this stereotype in my head that the internet is hostile. The general populace of the internet is hostile towards Special Olympics. And anytime I talk about it, anyone I know online, anyone I know at work, and everything, they are totally surprised that I'm a part of it. It's like even those that know I have Asperger's, and it catches me off guard every time. Either when I was away, I was getting Twitter replies from other communities saying how cool it was that I was participating in this. So again, you people prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
with this,
I'll say for myself at least, I'm very ignorant to it, so I wouldn't. I try and think that knowing little to nothing about it. So
I mean, I wish this was an option I would have had. But one, I didn't have an official diagnosis until I was 27, and two, I probably still suck.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You'd probably be put in a division with people that are about as fast or slow as you are.
Yeah.
Not to make that sound bad or anything.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to the Asperger's, I do have some motor issues.
Yeah, that's not a problem. That's just
And
not
Pat
a problem
says,
still.
Adam, that is awesome. Congrats.
I got that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, thank you, Internet, for proving me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And on my list, Rock Band Blitz, 350 gold stars and counting.
Okay.
You know, that's just my go-to game. It's just
I
the
get
one
that.
game when I want to play a game, but I don't know what to play. That is my game. That's my jam.
Obviously, you know where I'm at with this, so I
Yeah.
get it.
371.
It's like I've had my go-to game. I've had my go-to games as well too.
Yeah.
But mine kind of changes.
Yeah. Mine is still
Also played some Rock Band 3.
Mhm.
Peggle 2 was on sale yesterday, so I picked that up for $360. Although for some reason I think Raptor on Twitter said it was for Xbox One. No, it's the 360 version. I didn't get it.
It's got an Xbox One version. I have the Xbox One.
Yeah, the Xbox One version. But I'm saying Raptor on Twitter said I was playing the Xbox One version.
Oh, maybe it only registers in only one console. I actually uninstalled Raptor because just how poorly it performed on my rig, if I could even call it a rig.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe I'll take a look at seeing if I can just get some oomph out of this thing again, clean it up a bit.
Yeah, but Peggle 2, I played quite a bit. It kind of moved quickly. I think there were like 6 different masters, and I'm on the 5th one. Now the 3rd master, his name is Berg, I guess as in iceberg, and not as a tribute to Ryan Reynolds' character from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Probably not, if I had to guess.
But one of the things you do when you get end of the round, when you get into the Peggle Fever, Berg starts to dance and he turns around, shakes his butt, and he's this big snow monster yeti type, and turn around, his butt is all pixelated. So yeah, you get some pixelated yeti ass.
All right, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, thank you. Civ Rev 2, play more of.
Okay.
I didn't like the original Civ Rev. How's this one?
The original with better graphics.
So I won't like this.
I'm playing this because I have it, and at $15, it's kind of hard to recommend unless you're a diehard Civ fan. And going back to the first few years of Hbomb Friends, before Rock Band Blitz, there was Civ Rev.
Yeah.
I like as a guy who really likes Civ 5, I don't think I'll like Civ Rev.
Yeah. Mario Kart 8.
A game I need to play. Actually, while I was at the National Games, in our lounge there was a Wii U with Mario Kart 8 in it.
And you didn't play it, just not a lot.
Actually, I did play it just for a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm kind of better than these guys at Mario Kart, so I didn't want to kick their asses too much.
Yeah.
Understandable.
little bit of Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Yes, I actually fired that disc up.
I fired that up not too long ago, so yeah.
And I think probably one of the coolest things about that game is the music, because I just spent a few minutes just going through all the music in the game.
I spent an hour and a half.
Yeah, when it came out, I totally dug the soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, it's got all the jams from all the best games. I mean, probably some of my favorites include the WarioWare stuff, like
the Warriors
Mona Pizza.
Yeah.
Mona Pizza.
It's so good. I'm a big fan of some of the Donkey Kong Country remasters.
Yeah.
The Sticker Brush Symphony one was pretty good.
The original stuff that they have in there that's either like remasters of games songs is really good, but also like the original Smash Brothers music, like the acoustic guitar or like training music is so good. It's just like really good. But
some of there's even some odd songs in weird places, like the Tetris theme song was assigned to the Luigi's Mansion stage.
Never forget that it was on the NES one day.
And Golden, this is a song from Golden Sun assigned to one of the Metroid stages.
Still, Golden Sun remix. That was one of my favorites. And it's not just because I love Golden Sun, but it sounded great.
It sounded so good. Like the remasters, like I said, are just.
And not Brain Age, Big Brain Academy. The theme to that was assigned to the Pikmin stage.
There are some weird combos in there for sure.
And some of the music options for the PictoChat level. That
was funny. Just like the random DS and Wii system sounds you just threw into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The PictoChat stage is basically a free-for-all for the weirdest music Nintendo can throw in a video game.
And I wonder if maybe the Find Me stage on the 3DS Smash Brothers is going to be that kind of thing.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But Find Me has actual music. So.
True. Find Me has some pretty damn good music.
Yeah, it's got some fun music, too.
Anyway, my PS4 actually tried my hand at a little bit of streaming, Titan Attacks and Zen Pinball 2.
Okay. How'd it go?
It went alright. I mean, I tell you the truth, I don't know. I mean, nobody really came. I'll have to stream when I know that I have somebody to watch and give me feedback. Make sure everything's going good. As far as non-game stuff, Loading Ready Run. I just kind of got into a rabbit hole watching all their old sketches.
Yeah. It's a good, nice, almost local guys right there.
Yeah, that's right. They're in Victoria. How far from that is you, Adam?
They're just across the strait, so it's about an hour and a half drive, and then an hour and a half ferry ride, and another half-hour drive.
So yeah, not horrible. But yeah, those guys are hilarious.
Cool.
One of the things I saw when I was going through their archive was probably was actually the first Loading Ready Run video I had ever seen. First time I had heard of them, and that was from Adam. I mean, not Alex. You probably remember this too. From the PAX East 2013 Cards Against Humanity panel.
Okay, which part? Because there were a lot of parts of that.
Yeah, well, their video essentially using Cards Against Humanity in social situations.
Yeah, for social. That was really good.
Like, James and Brandon were outside the bathroom. James going, "Aren't you guys going? Oh, I can't go with anybody else because of my," pulls out a card, "survivor's guilt."
That's right. That was a good one.
Yeah. And then today I kind of got into a little bit of old Nintendo commercials because I was looking for something for the outro of Podcast 64.
It's still a long ways off, though.
Yeah.
Or is it?
2 separate rabbit holes.
Yup.
I watched a little bit of Doctor Who on the Amazon app on PS4. I guess maybe I just watched the Amazon app because there's no friggin' YouTube app yet on PS4. That's another reason I need either a 360 or
YouTube apps now suck.
What?
You know, it's like the Wii. When I got the Xbox One and its YouTube app, I thought, yeah, you know what? This is going to be better than the Wii U app. It's the exact same thing as a Wii U app. Are you kidding?
Either. Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Mm-mm.
And even the Chromecast YouTube app, for what it is, the framework is pretty much on the same lines as that same app.
I don't know. I haven't had too much problem with YouTube apps except for the 360 one, which is the one that's a bit different from PS3 and Wii U.
When I use the YouTube app at this point, I just I use the laptop like remote play feature where I can just pick a video on my laptop and shoot it to whatever app I'm using.
Okay. And kicking ass at trivia. Last Wednesday, my family went to a place called Dublin Pub for trivia night at my sister's recommendation, and we won.
Nice.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 categories of the night were superheroes and cartoons and Academy Award winners for Best Picture. Essentially, you had you had 10, and you had to put them in chronological order, and we killed it. Those last 2 categories we did perfect.
Oh, it's because you had someone with Asperger's on their team, right? So of course
Yeah.
you do everything.
Yeah. I mean, there were some weak areas. Like the first category was the Goonies. I have never seen
Okay, yeah,
the
forget
Goonies.
that.
You've never seen the Goonies?
Oh
What
God!
the fuck
Now,
is this?
you've seen the Goonies and I haven't.
I
and
love the Goonies. It's like my favorite movie from my childhood.
Technically, that's from my childhood.
It's my favorite movie from your childhood. This is bullshit that you've not seen the Goonies. You understand that, right?
I haven't seen it either.
I should leave. You guys, you can hold down the fort. I'll just go and, watch the Goonies and be happy. 'Cause I know what it's like to be a kid and go on adventures.
But all in all, and besides that, I've been losing faith in humanity. Between the box office success of Transformers 4 and the Potato Salad Kickstarter,
Sorry, Aaron. Didn't mean to freak you out there.
I don't know. I'm beginning to think Frank is right in that we're heading towards idiocracy.
Well, it's
The end
funny
of times.
because was it yesterday at work? I was up in the break room and there was a report. Are we en route to having the most entitled children, the most entitled feeling children ever?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay, right? I'm
And they
pretty
say,
good.
well, oh, this happens every time. Well, forget it. We're raising our kids to be absolute jerks.
My son's gonna be awesome.
Like, there's a reason I don't want to have kids, though, right? It's because I would suck at being a dad.
I don't know, like...
Yeah. I mean, I have my fears too. But of course, to be a dad, there needs to be a mom, and I'm still looking.
I mean, like, the entitlement thing, maybe.
At USFHBomb on Twitter, ladies.
Ladies. It's... there was another Kickstarter, I don't know if you guys saw this. It was like, I want French toast, and they, like... It was basically the potato salad Kickstarter. So the guy was like...
I know there was coleslaw.
Yeah. On the French toast one, the guy's like, I only ever had egg bread when I was younger. I just had basically French toast, but without like cinnamon and syrup on it. And he's like, I want to experience real French toast. Please help me kickstart this.
Anyway, holy God, we've we've gone 45 minutes just on what's up.
What's up?
But before we go
That's
to bring
good, though.
your
We don't
own
really have a
topic-
topic, though. We don't really have a set topic, though, so that's all right.
Yeah. But before we move on to bring your own topic, I just want to make a mention. On Friday, of course, we had a major free agent announce his plans.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck LeBron. I'm talking John Drake.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't give two shits about the NBA.
Me either, man.
Yeah, I mean, John Drake was the MVP of the Amplitude Kickstarter, and Sony has got themselves one hell of a whatever he's doing there.
what is some director of portfolio strategy?
Yeah. I hope that's not a fancy term for getting Adam Boy's lunch every day.
Whatever John Drake does, I'm sure it'll involve a lot of fun PR and Diet Coke.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, how many games has LeBron James gotten funded?
Yeah, LeBron.
Who cares about LeBron anymore?
You jerk-off millionaire guy.
Last time I checked, everyone hates LeBron unless you live in Cleveland.
And who lives in Cleveland? Let's be real here.
Not me.
Exactly.
Though I wouldn't bring that past Drew Carey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Drake, congrats to him. I danced with him. It was fun.
Yeah.
I should put that video up somewhere. I still have it, so.
He actually chewed me out on Twitter once because I was playing 2048 instead of threes.
Yeah, rightfully earned then. Yeah.
It's the same game. Who gives a shit?
Flips table, gets out. You guys haven't
yeah,
seen Goonies?
so bring your own topic. I think mine would probably be quicker, so let's go with that first.
Okay.
Well, last week, there was an interview from some European site, and then GameSpot.
What?
GameStop.
Did they say that they were finally firing me? No.
GameSpot.
Pre-order your news.
GameSpot did a story. I think the headline was something like rock band bringing plastic instruments back this generation, or something like some sort of clickbait topic.
Yeah.
Whereas Alex Rogopoulos in the actual interview was a lot less enthusiastic. I mean, saying, yeah, we still have plans. We have plans, Rocket. Not saying that it was in development. Essentially the same stuff that came out of PAX East.
Yes.
They have plans. Anyway, I have two questions about all this. When?
When?
I mean, yeah, they're saying that, yeah, sometime during this generation. But I think it's going to be a few years because they've got Fantasia, they've got Dance Central Spotlight, they've got Amplitude, Chroma, and probably a couple other titles in the works. So they're busy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, something's got to give. Otherwise, you're going to have a game like this on a current-gen console at some point.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come out until the next gen. PS6, Xbox 2, spelled out TWO. I don't know.
I would say at the earliest it would be 2016, just to put a rough estimate out there a couple of years from now. Obviously they're thinking about it, but I don't think that it's in anything past any kind of level of pre-production. I think if they wanted to do it, they wanted it to be actually different from the last one. And they did a lot of really cool shit with Rock Band 3. So.
Oh, they did a lot of cool shit with Rock Band 3.
So like they're probably waiting until they have the right idea or the right resources to build technology for a new game that'll make people want to buy plastic instruments.
I
for new
agree.
consoles.
Although, I agree with that. It's going to be a while. Although, I think it's probably going to be even longer.
Mhm.
My prediction, um, as of February 28th, 2019, it will still not be out yet. And that will be, and I mentioned that specific date
Well,
because that will be my 40th birthday.
2019 though is pretty much likely going to be in the next gen by then, though. We'll see.
That's
I
what
don't know if that's necessarily true, but
I don't know.
Harold
We
needs-
started the next gen like last year, so if the next gen, we'll probably be at the end of that. Then again, who knows? How long did this last gen?
Well, maybe it's for the better, because we all know all Harold needs is a microphone, and his ultimate goal is to give the entire world ear cancer.
Hey, SingStar's coming out to PS4 this fall.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
satisfied.
hide your kids, hide your wife. I would say it's before 2019. How about that? I'll say that, Harold. But I'll say it's after 2016.
That
Okay.
SingStar better have auto-tune.
Yeah, SingStar better have autotune. It depends, like,
how about
once
you,
Harold's... Alright, go ahead.
What about you, Adam? Any thoughts when? 2016,
Uh,
2019?
I'm going to say earlier than 2019, but I think 2016 is a more realistic date depending on what developed over the next couple of months. But I mean, as I keep saying, something like this is going to happen, regardless of whether or not it comes from Harmonix.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because I mean,
I don't know. I
Harmonix
almost
shut off their entire library of DLC. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost think that Harmonix and Activision getting together to do a Guitar Hero reboot is probably more likely as far as classic instruments go than Rock Band 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, plastic instruments, that really didn't turn out to be good business. So this brings me to my next question. Will it be plastic instruments? Will we have real instruments like all pro mode or like a rock?
Oh, if they're real instruments, sign me up.
If they're real instruments, I'm out.
Well, Rock Band 3 came really close with the Pro Guitar and
Yeah.
the keyboard.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Pro Mode as well.
Yeah, pro mode.
Yeah.
I mean, to have that as an option, that's a good thing. But
I mean-
to have that be the game, there's a reason I haven't picked up Rocksmith.
But, yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to use any of my musical skills in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It would get me going on something.
I haven't had any opportunity to develop any kind of musical skills in the last 35.
There you go.
Band
I would
keeps
say-
nights.
Despite
Oh,
the
wait.
fact that I was in band in middle and high school.
There will be plastic instruments, I think, but they will...
But
Like I said,
Well,
they're going
how
to be
about
not what we expect.
air instruments via Kinect or PlayStation camera?
No.
No?
No. I don't think it's reliable enough
No.
to use Kinect. Though someone
Perhaps by 2019?
is going to try. Someone is going to try. I can guarantee it.
No, see, like, that technology's never been perfect, and if it's not precise technology, then
Yeah.
Harmonix isn't going
About just come out with Rock Band Blitz 2.
to...
I'd be okay with that.
I would love
But,
a
I mean,
mobile
my
Rock
biggest
Band
fear
Blitz.
is... Yeah. My biggest fear is the business model is flawed.
Hmm.
And
Kind of like how it runs around microtransactions and song DLC and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I think what they're doing with Dance Central Spotlight, they can do because, well, early adopters that Xbone already have Kinect, and and there are other things that are going to use Kinect. Not too many, so they can't. So with a Dance Central, you can do the kind of model they're doing with sell a version with only 10 songs and then pump it up with DLC, customize your own experience. You can't download a plastic guitar.
Yeah,
You can't download a car.
You can't download a car. I think the business model worked once.
It's you wouldn't download a car.
There you go. The
That
business
old
model
Pirates
worked once,
commercial.
and it won't work again. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think we've already gone through one cycle of the plastic guitars. I'm concerned. I'm not sure it will work. I'm not sure if folks at Harmonix will be able to say that it's a reliable business model and justify a new rock band.
Mm-hmm.
That is my fear.
That, and I think people are running out of spaces in their apartments for these things.
Yeah, I think Rock Band will always have a special place in Harmonix's heart, and there will probably be a new game called Rock Band sometime in the next few years, but I just have absolutely no idea what it will be.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, and it would be a shame that to have this franchise that I love to pieces and turn into something that I just can't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Guitar Hero and Rock Band were such big draws for being like the plastic instruments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and when you look at it, you know, there's quite a few rhythm games coming out over the next couple of months. The problem is they're all niche and they're all button mashers.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah, I supported the Kickstarter for Amplitude.
I need to look at Amplitude again.
Next spring will be awesome. So, Alex, your topic.
Sure. I'm writing an article currently about said topic. I just want to kind of get you guys' thoughts. Maybe it'll help me kind of narrow in on what I'm writing so far. I'm almost done it, but I was just talking about violence in games. Chris Plant from or Plante, I don't know how to say it, from Polygon. Plants, that's what I thought. Chris Plant from Polygon today wrote an article about how he isn't okay with all the extreme violence in video games currently, and that's okay. It's okay if you're not okay with it. Basically, is
Absolutely.
And I totally agree. Obviously,
not every game is for everybody.
You know,
yes.
As much as the horse has been beaten to death over this one, it's still a topic that needs to be revisited because all the politicians are still attacking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I'm working up an angle for this article that I think is different and interesting, and I'm trying to pull in some examples, and I just want to get other perspectives. Basically, like the general gist of it is general gist. I said it again. I'm trying not to say that anymore.
General gist.
The general gist. Salute. The idea behind it is that is violence ruining games for you? Not necessarily games in general, but is it ruining games for you? Or are you just like avoiding video games with violence? Harold?
Well, the thing is, I don't play. Probably one of the most violent genres out there is the first-person shooter, which I don't play a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't play FPSs a lot, but I do play games that do have violence.
Yeah, I was going to bring in the other big violent genre,
in
fighting
hurting
games.
And killing other people.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? To me, it's a video game.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Mm-hmm.
If the most I'm doing is taking a sprite, stabbing it, and it becomes null data, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was trying to say, now fighting games, I have played some violent ones, particularly the last Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and X looks like they're gonna take it up yet another notch.
It's like,
I,
hey,
I
remember
think
how-
iFood's
it's
gonna
like,
run out of notches one of these days.
yeah. Hey, it's like they took it and they said, "Hey, remember the original Mortal Kombat and how it sparked all this controversy? Well, we're gonna go to this all over again."
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, here's my thing. I grew up on Tom and Jerry cartoons. I love Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
And Tom and Jerry's is ridiculously violent. It's absurd how violent it is. And I thought it kind of had a weird place in that. As like, hey, this is, it's just generally funny. Because you're never going to see this shit actually happen and have it be funny. So seeing this ridiculousness happen and have it be funny is okay. I think Mortal Kombat actually kind of appeals to that audience in a weird way. I think it is so far past anything that is remotely possible that it's amusing in its own weird way. But that, kind of also brought up the question of, like, is it a good thing that I'm so desensitized to this horrible, gruesome violence in, like, animation, that medium? Like, when it tries to tell me a story that's important, that has violence, like The Last of Us, to use an example that I love to use, is it going to be impactful at all? Just food for thought. Harold, I think you added this in here, this last question.
Yes.
Can developers make good games without resorting to violence?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, one of the games that came out of E3 that I think is proven is going to make or break this point is Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
A game that looks
But that game's
insanely
kind
fun.
of violent. You're shooting people with paint guns.
With
It's still violent.
Well, you're not killing people, and I guess to an extent, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, for example.
Yeah.
Technically, that would fall under like animated violence.
Yeah, animated violence, but it's not the graphic stuff like your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, and whatever other games I've involved with play.
Like, even still, I'll play games where it's like, oh, you shoot someone with a shotgun and all their limbs blow off.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, Splatoon looks like a lot of fun, and it's a shooter, and
Yeah.
shooter is usually a term we coordinate with games like Call of Duty, for example. But it's not like you're shooting guns and bullets, and you're not killing people. You're
Yeah.
not killing your opponent.
And
You're
I
trying to-
actually sent in an email to you guys a few weeks ago. Before E3, before Splatoon, asking if like one of these big name FPS developers were to make a game, a non-violent game using Nerf guns or paintball or something like that, would it still be good?
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us kind of said no, but I'd like to think that game would still be good if it plays as well as a Call of Duty or a Battlefield,
Yeah.
and is equally
Keep the
as fun.
fun and drop the violence.
Yeah.
But the other question I had was, will it sell?
Yeah.
You know
That's-
what? Those are the type of games that become a classic sometimes. So if you do it just right,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people will just eat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And of course, as I said, I don't play a lot of shooters, but one I did back in the day, back for the original Game Boy, Baseball 2000.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean, that was a fun little game. You were the smiley face with some sort of gun weapon or something, and you were going through mazes and fighting other smiley faces. Or smiloids, I think they were called.
It's like you shoot them until they get all sad, and then you go Mick Foley on them and say, "Have a nice day."
Have a nice day.
Adam's
I was
like,
playing that on Rock Band Blitz today. Have a nice day. I think we got our outro too.
Yeah, like I think developers can make games that are fun, not violent. Shovel Knight being a perfect example of that. You're using a shovel, not a sword, so it's inherently less violent. Sure, a shovel can still murder the hell out of people, but it's less violent and it's you're not really killing anybody. You're not killing the order for no quarter. I totally blanked.
It's the Order of No Quarter.
Order of
Or
no
something like
quarter.
that.
You're not killing them. I mean, they're still alive. They're still shucking and jabbing around by the end of that game. So it's there is room for less violence in games, and it can be
Yeah.
done in really clever ways, like Splatoon. And
Yeah.
like when
I
I saw
mean-
that game, I was immediately excited.
And as far as fighting games, there are fighting games with various levels of violence and gore. I mean, of course, one extreme is the Mortal Kombat. The other
Mhm.
extreme is Smash Brothers, which very tame in comparison.
Yeah, no blood, no gore. Just in a weird way, I'll say. You're throwing people into the abyss. I get it, but it's all good fun more than likely. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like it's an interesting question, and like you said, Adam, we do have to revisit this every now and again.
Yeah, and I mean, not every game is for everybody. I mean,
Yep. All right. I guess that's it. That wraps up my topic.
okay. Adam, do you have anything?
I don't have one, but I wanted to elaborate a bit because after the last podcast, I'd realized something, and it kind of started with just the two of us because after the podcast ended, I think Harold and I were talking for a bit, and rhythm games kept coming up, and I just thought about something. There's something. It feels like there's something between people with Asperger's syndrome and rhythm games because it's not just Harold and I. I also have another friend that I know who also has Asperger's syndrome, and he's also big on rhythm games. Now, the funny thing is that we're all into different types of rhythm games. Like my friend here, he enjoys the arcade ones like DDR and In the Groove. Harold enjoys his peripheral games like Rock Band, and I enjoy my niche titles like Wendan and Project Diva. And I was trying to start to wonder, is there a connection between that and the fact that we all like rhythm games and why? I just found it really interesting. I'm not sure if it's coincidental or not, but I thought, that's interesting because Asperger's syndrome and things on the autism and other parts of the autism spectrum, they all show kind of this these uniform interests. Like I know along the autism spectrum, the interest of trains comes up a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like trains. But
in my classes, there's always one kid who really likes trains.
but yeah, and I kind of wonder, is that same kind of fact that people on the spectrum would mirror that? And I already know people on the autism spectrums. There are a lot of us that are just huge into video games. It becomes like an obsession. It was a dangerous obsession for me when I was a kid and a young adult. And
let me put on my educator hat here. Pretty much, my experiences with working with children on the spectrum, music is huge. I mean, that's how I do a lot of my teaching. A lot of teaching with music, both audio only and also with videos, and kids really seem to learn with it. I mean, I had one student who one of our songs learned it so well that he would bug his mom with it at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do that.
Yeah.
I did that as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both of us have it.
Yeah, music is a common thread, and I mean, and the fact that the rhythm games kind of hit both. And you said I mainly play the peripheral games. I've played a little bit of everything. I mean, I've enjoyed my Rock Band, Guitar Hero, Donkey Konga before that. Dabbled a little bit in DDR.
Donkey Konga was fun.
Yeah.
I've only played it
Donkey
once.
Konga was fun.
Some of the singing-based games like Karaoke Revolution, and as well as some of the other games, like Elite Beat Agents, and
Yeah.
more recently Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy. In fact,
Yeah, Curtain Call I'm excited for.
yeah, last week, in lieu of an Hbomb and Friends, I actually recorded an episode of Mustache Gamers, and that was our big topic, rhythm games.
And it's funny too, because I'm looking at the rhythm games coming. It's like, man, I'm going to have a lot of rhythm games in the next few months, and they're going to become a major time sink.
Yeah.
It's
But
something I can't comment on.
Yeah.
But I know. But trying to think. I know. For me, it's a lot easier for me to get into it because
Yeah.
I'm a music buff. I'm kind of an audiophile.
Mm-hmm.
I went through school in band. I was a band geek. I've
Yeah, me
always
too.
wanted to carry it outside of schools, and I'm also not only do I have the interest, but I'm also rhythmically inclined. So those games really interest me a lot of, and even with the niche ones, just because I do have the rhythm inclination, the niche ones tend to be harder, like DJ Max.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll nail some of those harder combos.
Did you ever play Taiko Drum Master?
I've seen it in the arcades. I don't think I've put it. I know.
Just wondering.
I know. Oh, the Wendland Simulator on PC has a Taiko mode, and I've dabbled in the Taiko mode, but I haven't played Taiko proper.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else to add, Adam?
No, not really.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. Anyway, this has been Hbomb and Friends. Check us out, hbombandfriends.libsyn.com, Facebook, YouTube, /Hbomb and Friends, twitch.tv /Hbomb and Friends, and hopefully I'll be streaming some more PS4 stuff soon. Subscribe and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Twitters, I'm USF Hbomb. The show is Hbomb and Friends. Alex is Alfighter27. Adam is Moofy17. Friend of podcast shoutouts, Irrational Passions, where Alex has been playing Zelda.
Yeah, check out
Game Enthuse. Fantastic Neighborhood. We were both on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yep, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. You, me, and John, that was an awesome show.
Yeah. We are quite the trio, I'll say.
I don't know. We did pretty good, the three of us. Adam works pretty well with us, too.
I like Adam. He's a cool guy.
Fantastic Cross-Border Gaming, DMGIce.com, Retro Dick Radio, Podcast 64. New episode just went up today. Retro Fungin Podcast just released an episode over the weekend. Mustache Gamers, I mentioned I did the show last week. And Gamecocks. I actually just started listening to the Gamecocks again.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, those guys.
Let me check
could be
to see
funny,
how
yeah.
that is spelled.
I like the Gamecocks on occasion.
Well, you've been on there.
I've been on there multiple times.
You've had a couple of them on your show.
I enjoy.
And in fact, I had Rob on my show for part one of was it 35A? Yeah.
Well, as long as you're not a bunch of cocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Rob's a
I
good guy,
doubt. So, which I doubt they're probably, and I'm guessing they're probably nice people.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Anyway, there will not be a show next week. I'm actually going with the family to the beach. So unless something happens and for some reason I come back early, there will be no Hbomb and Friends or Cross Border Gaming next week.
I could totally hit up a beach for a weekend right now. It's so hot here.
Yeah. I don't know, this morning it rained really bad, so I hope we don't have that on the beach.
Actually, in fact, I think I'm meeting with a couple of friends. We're going to hit the pool up on Thursday, I think.
Yeah. But, yeah, so anyway, some of the upcoming podcasts we still want to do, favorite games, a SNES podcast, a Big Bang Theory podcast, a future of the new gen podcast is one of the ideas I came up with.
Okay, what's the plan for the 1 year episode?
I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm already starting to get the lineup together.
Mm-hmm. I'll be there. Spoilers.
Yeah.
I'll probably be there. My Tuesdays are free.
You are invited,
now.
Adam. I just haven't had a chance to ask you yet.
Well, should we attempt to get Greg there as well?
Well, I've already got. Sure. But,
Oh God, that
I already got
just
John
explode.
confirmed as well.
Well, we can just bring Greg on for 5 minutes and then kick him off.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Alex.
Of course.
Thank you, Adam.
Anytime.
And everything is fine.
Everything's great at your Nest.
Everything is awesome.
Titles.
Titless.
Oh.
Okay. What's up? The musical.
That one's really good.
We are so old. Don't steal my shuffle. Steal thy butt.
There's too many good ones.
Friends
Way
don't
too many
let
good
friends play WoW. Pixelated Yeti ass. I'll just go watch The Goonies. That's my favorite movie from your childhood. Nobody lives in Cleveland. Fuck LeBron, and that SingStar better have auto-tune.
Fuck LeBron, guys.
Yeah.
I think Hbomb and definitely has to be Pixelated Yeti ass.
The Pixelated Yeti is pretty good.
Oh.
Steal Thy Butt is also pretty good.
Yeah, we take two butt jokes in the same title.
I also like What's Up, the musical.
Yeah, but like Steal Thy Butt goes hand in cheek.
Oh.
And there you go. I'm out. Thank you. Bye.
Good night, Cleveland.
Nobody lives in Cleveland.
Nobody lives in Cleveland. Let's be real, guys. I'm privy to. I'll just go watch The Goonies as well.
Is that you?
But I have seen The Goonies apparently. Oh.
I could just say, steal thy butt. That sounds like it could be that sounds like it could be an awful joke in the future.
Yes. Steal thy butt.
Steal thy butt. Here comes my show.
Okay, we'll go with Steal Thy Butt.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Steal thy butt, Harold. Steal it. All right, who says what?
I don't swing that way.
I don't know. Didn't I say Steal Thy Butt during the episode?
You did, yes.
So I think I have to say the third line.
I heard steal thy shovel.
I
never
said steal thy shovel.
butt.
I entered the butt code.
You put in the butt code. I can say you're listening to Hbomb Friends. That's
Okay.
the easy part. All right. Oh my god.
Okay, Alex, whenever you're ready.
You're listening to Hbomb Friends, episode 38.
I don't think we picked the up two.
I just assumed
Usually
you...
I leave H-bomb to decide.
Oh,
because
I'm
I'm
sorry. I picked the
impartial.
line. Alex picked the line. I just assumed
Unless
you default.
unless there's a
sorry.
raunchy line in there because usually it's the detriment of having parents home and I'm an adult.
So you don't
But
want
I
to
don't
say
have anyone
pixelated.
home except my dad, if anyone. So it's
See-
like we just
Do
go
you
with
not
it.
want to say pixelated Yeti ass?
I can say either.
All right, then take the pixelated
But
Yeti ass.
if you want to do the steal by the thigh button line, then go for it. I'll do the pixelated Yeti ass.
Do it too.
Okay.
You're listening to H-Bomb and... Oh, God. Sorry. I forgot that we're all on the same audio file. You're listening to H-Bomb and Friends, episode 38.
H-bomb and pixelated Yeti ass.
Or steal thy butt.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
That was awesome, guys.